All right, 7th grade, lesson 2.3, applying integer operations. And I know this is your favorite, word problems. Woo! I know it's your favorite. No, you don't have to argue with me. I know it's your favorite. I know it's your favorite. So, this gives us great practice at practicing those integer operations again. Add, subtract, multiply, divide. It's probably starting to settle in and getting a little more comfortable, hopefully. And this will just solidify that even more. So a couple things I've put on here as we go through this. Just a quick reminder. When we add or subtract our integers, think of money. If I owe money, that's a negative. If I have money, that's a positive. Watch out for those double negatives. Those are the ones that look like, let's say I had 3 minus a negative 4. Remember, that is 3 and the opposite of negative 4. So just change that to positive and then treat it like an addition problem. The other thing to recall is with multiplication or division, these work with that, not with add, subtract. So we just have to make sure we keep those separate. After a while, it becomes easier to know that those are separate. Multiplication, division, if both of the numbers have the same sign, you're going to have a positive product or quotient. If they each have a different sign, you're going to have a negative product or quotient. So keep that in mind too. Reminder on order of operations, because you may run into that in this lesson too. We clear all operations that are inside of parentheses first. We clear any exponents. Then we clear any multiplication or division, whichever comes first, as you read from left to right. We then, once those are all clear, we go through to any add or subtract, whichever comes first, as you go from left to right. So, finally, reminder to do word problems. Use these steps. Read it. I know that's shocking, right? Read it. Read it. Read it. So read the question first. Maybe 2 times. Maybe 3 times. If it's a real complex one, I've read it once, maybe twice, and then maybe 3 times because my brain needs some time. Underline the question. Circle the information they gave you that will help you solve that. Draw it. Draw it and help your brain out a little bit. And then that should be enough for you to know what you need to do. So let's go through those steps together, and then you'll be like, oh yeah, Miss Sanchez, you're so right. You know everything. I know. All right, read it. So Hannah made 4 withdrawals of $20 from her checking account. She also wrote a check for $215, but by how much did the amount in her checking account change? All right. So I'm going to underline the question. By how much did the amount in her checking account change? Okay, so now I know what they want me to tell them. How much did it change by? Cool. Okay. Let's circle the information that we know. There were 4 withdrawals, each of which were $20, and then a check written for $215. And let's think about that in integer forms. Withdrawals are money going out of my bank account, so those are going to be negatives. And writing a check is money sending to somebody else, so again, that's going to be a negative. Just keeping that in mind. Let's draw the picture. I have a bank. That looks just like a bank. And out of my bank, there's a withdrawal for 20, a withdrawal for 20, a withdrawal for 20, and a withdrawal for 20 going out. Then there was the check written for $215, also going out. Nothing coming in. Oh, Hannah. So all this money is going out. And these are going to be negatives, right? Because it's being subtracted out of her account. All right. So now we're going to do, I look at this and I think, well, I could add those all together. Really, this is 20 times itself, negative 20 times itself 4 times. So negative 20 times 4. And then I'm also going to add that negative 215, and that will tell me how much she lost. Can I just add all this together and call it a negative because they're all negatives going out? Yes, that's the same thing I'm doing here basically, right? Okay, so I have 4 times negative 20 because multiplication needs to happen before addition. That's going to be a negative 80. Bring down what I didn't do. And that was a positive times a negative, right? That's how I got that negative sign, different signs, negative answer. So 4 times 20 is 80. They had different signs, negative answer. Now I have a negative 80 plus a negative 215. I'm over here now. I owe $80 and then I borrowed another $215. So I'm going to owe even more money. So I'm going to add those two numbers together. And I'm going to get a negative $295. Her account changed by negative $295. If you take these steps for your word problems, by the time you get down to the drawing, your brain is probably already like, okay, let's just do the math already. And then all you need to do is remember what skills you've learned so you can do it. Hopefully you find yourself surprising yourself that you're so good at this, but I'm there for you if you need me.